battery powered Raspberry Pi with an integrated GPS module. Hello, so I'm starting a new section on my YouTube channel called TIWO. It is an acronym for things I'm working on, and I decided, because I actually do a lot of stuff in real life which could be interesting for you guys, that I'm just gonna document it, inspired by Vaynerchuk. So you should totally check him out, by the way. And I'm just gonna show you around what my current projects are, the hardware, the software and integration part, and hopefully you'll find it interesting. My current project is a doll. Basically I'm working for an artist, Jaka Železnikar, for his project Interaktivali. This is going to celebrate his 20 years of HTML poetry, texts online, and it is going to be presented in a form of a doll, which you can take, and then wherever you are and whatever way you are pointing, you will get listen to different stories. So basically, in here we have a battery pack. This battery pack will power the Pi for the whole day. Then we have a Raspberry Pi in a case, on which I have integrated a GPS compass module. The module is supposed to be connected to a flight computer, but I've cut its connectors off and integrated it into the Raspberry Pi, directly into the GPIO. I've also linked the libraries that are required for this. On the module there is a compass and the GPS unit. The GPS works by RxTX, so it's just normal serial, and the compass is an I2C component, and you have a nice library for it. I made a C-based program that reads the values of the compass and the GPS, and it is tightly integrated with an audio engine that plays audio based on this data. So basically the idea is that wherever you are positioned and whichever way you are facing, you get a different speech, because the doll basically speaks. For the GPS module, I have removed the connectors from it and soldered ordinary DuPont cables onto it, so it connects neatly to the Raspberry Pi GPIO. And also I was lucky enough to get a case which is high enough for it to fit neatly. This is the GPS module done. I will also need to add power DuPont wiring, because the Raspberry Pi is really constricted here and I will not be able to use the USB power because the cable just sticks out too much. Also, another problem is using the jack. The audio jack I already cut off because it's basically just too protruding from the Raspberry Pi, and I'll have to solder it directly onto the Raspberry Pi. And here it is. Focus, you fuck. This is the jack where I will have to manually solder on the wires. As you can see, the current wires are just protruding from the case, and I'll just fix that some more with some tape or some hot glue. And underneath I'll have the battery, which fits rather neatly, but will have to be, I don't know, held together by tape or something. And this will be in the belly of the doll, and the compass will be on the head of the doll. Also on the head of the doll will be this speaker, which I'm just dismantling and adding an on-off button. These are just $5 speakers, ordinary, which have amplification units inside also, which I will hack to connect to this switch. So basically the whole system will turn on with this little switch, and the Pi will get the power and the speaker will get the power, and everything will start working using my init system. So to cover the whole path, the power starts with the battery. The battery's output will be connected to this switch, and from this speaker amplifier and to the Raspberry Pi. So that's for the main doll. We also wanted to create small dolls, like a little version of it, which would be quite a bit more simple, and it would use a small speaker, which was very inexpensive, with an SD card, which was actually which was pricier than the actual little speaker, and have this really fun modem sound from the 90s. This would actually be quite fun to build, but it couldn't pan out actually cost-wise. It would be too expensive and we would have to sell it for a hefty price, and that just didn't go through. But it's a fun thing. Hello. Hello. Hello, so I'm starting a new section.